Let's look at Learning Objective 3.2a, computing the slope and classifying it. A good definition of slope would be the steepness and direction of a line. It'll be a numerical value we compute that will tell us if it slopes upward or downward and how steep it is. So in math, the slope is typically used as the letter M of the non-vertical line passing through 2 points. It's the formula. What you do is you do rise over run. If you think about in the ordered pairs of x's and y's, which ones rise? On the graph paper, the y-axis rises, and the x-axis goes left and right, or runs like you would run on pavement. So the rise are the y's. So what you do to find slope is you're going to find the difference in the y's. You'll typically see the formula is y2 minus y1, because that's rise. Run is left and right, so I'm going to do x2 minus x1. Now I will tell you technically it doesn't matter if you write it with the 2's minus the 1's, or if you were to switch it and say y1 minus y2, or x1 minus x2. As long as you always start these two here with the same ordered pair you began with, you'll be just fine. So let's look at an example. Find the slope of the line that passes through -1, 5, and 3, 2. I'm actually going to sketch that really quick to get a visual on it, by the way. -1, 5 would be here. 3, 2 would be about right here. So we're going to compute a numerical value, which will tell me how steep this is and the direction in which it goes. Now they are identifying that they're going to use x1 and y1 as this first ordered pair. Therefore, x2 and y2 is a second ordered pair of 3, 2. So the slope is y2 minus y1, which would be 2 minus 5, over x2 minus x1, or 3 minus a -1. 2 minus 5 is -3. 3 minus a -1 really becomes 3 plus 1. So this becomes -3 over 4. So the slope of the line is -3, 4. You read a line just like you do a book, left to right. So if you start left and you go right, you're going to notice you're traveling downward on it. That's why you come up with a negative answer. The negative slope is going to tell you that the line is going downward. And the 3/4 equates with how steep it is. So we kind of touched this on it a little bit already, but slope can be classified as being positive or negative. When you do read the line, again, you start from the left point like you would on a book and you travel upward. It's almost like you're driving a car up a hill. So the line here rises from left to right. If it does that, it has a positive slope. This line here, as you travel, goes downward. You can see that. The line falls from left to right. Because of that, this one has a negative slope. This line here is flat with a horizon. Its slope is 0. The line is what we call horizontal. The easiest way to remember it's called horizontal because it's flat like the horizon is if you look out in the sky. The last one is this line here, which travels up and down. When you compute the slope, it's going to be undefined, which means it's going to be some number divided by a 0. And that will always be an issue. It's undefined. This line is then called vertical. So let's do these two problems, compute their slope, and then classify it as it rises, falls, as horizontal, or as vertical. For letter A, I'm going to do the slope, and we're going to do y2 minus y1. We'll call this one our second order pair. So I'll do y2 would be negative 2 minus 1. Because I started with a second order pair, my x's are going to start with that one too. So take the second x minus the first. 2 minus 1 is negative 3. The bottom is negative 1. These two negatives here become positive. So we have negative 3 over 3, which becomes negative 1. So this slope will fall. Now for this guy, for B, I'm going to actually switch it. I'm going to show you it doesn't matter if you start with the first one first. So for y2 minus y1, I'm going to do this y1 minus y2. Do 2 minus 5, but I'm going to be consistent. Because I started with this ordered pair on the y's, I must start with this ordered pair on the x's and do 3 minus 3. 2 minus 5 is negative 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. Now be careful. If you type this in your calculator as negative 3, the division sign, and 0, because that's what that means, you're going to get that it's undefined. So this is an undefined slope, and I know that these make a vertical line. You can actually confirm this makes a vertical line by graphing it. If you were to plot the ordered pair 3, 2, about right there, 3, 5 is about right there. You connect the points, you can see that the line is vertical. I'm going to show you the slope computations for these next three, and I'll identify them as rises, falls, horizontal, or vertical. So if you look at my various computations, you're going to see for the first one, I just labeled it M of little sub 1 for question 1. Computed the slope. It's positive 1, which means it rises. Number 2, your final answer is going to be negative 9 over 0. Anything divided by 0 is undefined. This is going to be a vertical slope. Be careful, the last one is 0 over 4. Now, these two are completely different answers. If you type 0 divided by 4 in your calculator, it actually kicks back the answer 0. That's the slope is 0, and we call this a horizontal line.